Hi guys, welcome back to my vlog. So in today's video I'm going to be taking you through each pregnancy, but first I just wanted to say a big thank you to everyone who watched my first video and everyone who's watching this video and everyone that's shown any support whatsoever, congratulations or just nice words about my first video. So let's get straight into it. 2016. I've even looked back at the photos to make sure that I can tell you the exact date that I found out I was pregnant, and that was the 7th of September. Now, at the time I was at work and I didn't actually think that I was pregnant. It was just sort of something to rule out. I thought I was just putting on a bit of weight, and I'll just tell you the story. So a few days before I found out that I was pregnant, I just put my bra on one day and I thought, my boobs look a little bit better than usual. So I said something to Andy and I made a bit of a joke. I was like, oh, well, either I'm putting on weight or you're going to be a dad. Little did I know that, it was the second one. So at this particular time, I knew how much I weighed and I decided to weigh myself, and there were 3 extra pounds more than I thought I was on the scale. So like, oh well, that must be it, I'm putting on weight. And then as Andy pointed out, I'd just literally eaten a full pizza and had drinks, whatever else. So I was like, weigh yourself in the morning. So I did that instead. So as you can probably guess, the 3 pounds were gone when I weighed myself in the morning. So I was a little bit puzzled, but I just thought, well, I should probably do a pregnancy test just to rule it out. The next time I was at work, I decided to get a pregnancy test and I did it on my break. Now, looking back, I would have probably not done it at work if I did actually have some sort of suspicion that I was pregnant, but because it was sort of completely unexpected, I just didn't think, and I just went and did it anyway. Obviously, it was a positive. My reaction at the time was, well, I just said no about 10-20 times, and again, it wasn't because I didn't want a baby. It was just because at that particular time I knew that Andy didn't want kids right then. He wanted to get a house, get married and then have children, but obviously things work out differently sometimes, and what's meant to be is meant to be. It wasn't an overly big thing for me because I'd spoken to Andy quite a few times saying that I would have liked to start trying at the beginning of the next year, which was about 4 to 6 months away at the time when I was saying it. So it was always sort of in my close future for me. Now, one thing about me is that I've always wanted children. I've always wanted to be a mum ever since I can remember. But I just never thought it'd happen for some reason. So when I got over the initial shock, I'd spoke to Andy. I think I probably asked him a few questions before I actually told him. And then the next big thing was telling my mum, which again wasn't even really a big thing because she's literally always said to me she could never be disappointed if I got pregnant at a young age. She'd just be disappointed that I didn't have more of a life, but not disappointed in me. Obviously, being the person that I am, this is the life that I've always wanted anyway, so she just had no disappointment. The scariest thing I'm probably having to tell my nana. I kind of got my mum to do that for me. I was there, but she did it, and my nana's initial reaction was, I'm really, really, really disappointed in you. My mum spoke to her for about a minute or so, and just to add, me and my nana were really close. For anyone that doesn't know me, we had such a bond. So when she said that, it did hurt, but she 5 minutes later, she were absolutely fine, happy about it, and that were that. So I think I mentioned in my previous video that I've got an early scan for every child, so we'll fast forward to that. And basically about around the same week that I had my gender scan booked, my nana fell really, really ill and was in hospital. Now, at first, at the time, I had every hope that she was going to make it, but unfortunately, on my day of the scan, about 2 minutes after my scan, if that, she passed away, and I didn't get to tell her what I was having. This is only slightly important to the story, just so that I can explain my feelings towards, well, or why, should I say, why I felt what I felt towards my scans. So we're at the scan and we get told it's a boy. Now, I feel horribly depressed that I'm having a boy. Just because every chance my nana got to tell me when she was well, she told me that I was having a girl. And of course she was wrong. Of course you are. Now, I wasn't devastated forever. Obviously, I got used to the fact that I was having a boy. And then closer to the time, obviously, I was just excited that I was going to have a baby. Didn't matter what it was. And yeah, it was born on the 26th of April. 15 days after I turned 20. So before Christopher was born, we already decided that we wanted another baby. And after Christopher was born, I kind of changed my mind for a couple of months or so. Just because at the time I felt like the labour was just too much and it just really put me off. I think I'll get into my labours on a separate video altogether if that's something that you all would want to hear. So fast forward 3 months after Christopher's born and I want to start trying again. I'm ready to start trying for another baby. I think it took a good 4 months maybe to get pregnant. Let me see. Yeah, so I can't find the photo of the original test that I took, but I did take a clear blue on the 29th of October 2017, and it did say that I was 2 to 3 weeks pregnant, but you do add on 2 more weeks just for the conception and everything, so I'll be in about 4 or 5 weeks then. So, of course, this one was completely planned, so I was over the moon. The only thing I was a little bit annoyed about was that it took so long, because when you have a baby, they always say to you, you're a lot more fertile than you were before now. So I expected to just fall on straight away. Obviously, that doesn't always happen, so I think 4 months is probably a good amount of time for your body to get back to normal or semi-normal at least, and then, yeah, just get ready for another baby. So again, let's jump forward to the scan day. So at 16 weeks, I was going in, hoping to God and really thinking that it was girl, because my symptoms were completely different to my first pregnancy, and so I was aware that I was carrying as well, so I was convinced that I was having a girl. But again, I'll get into symptoms probably on another video altogether. We're in the place, I'm having my scan, I get told that I'm having a boy again, and I felt like crying. But again, it was just because I was waiting for this girl that I was promised by my nana, and I wasn't getting her at that time. My little Cole was born on the 28th of June 2018, and yeah, he was perfect, just like Christopher. I don't remember everything from birth, but I do remember literally he had just come out of me about 5-10 seconds, and I said, I want another one. So I let myself stop bleeding, heal a little bit, and we start trying for another one. Now, this is probably where it gets slightly depressing. I did have a miscarriage. Well, I had 2 miscarriages, but the first one really hit hard. I'm going to do a video about my miscarriages and go into more detail how I felt, what I was going through. I think it might just help some people or make people feel that they're not alone, that have also gone through it or are going through it. Now, I'm probably going to look like a bit of an idiot here, but at the time, like when you've had your miscarriage and stuff, they always say to you, wait until you've had your first period and then you can start trying again. So for some reason, that sat in my mind as you cannot get pregnant before you've had your first period after a miscarriage. So at the time, we weren't trying because I was going to wait for my first period. I'd be lying if I said that I remembered exactly why I took a pregnancy test when I did. But at the time, I think my behaviour was a little bit erratic, and also I was getting spots, which is a telltale sign for me that I'm pregnant. Yeah, you could be coming on your period, but you know, it's just when I see a spot, I automatically think pregnancy, usually, apart from this time. So I do the test and it comes back positive, and I was really shocked and confused, but also really happy because this is obviously what I wanted. But after my miscarriages, it was probably the worst, just because obviously when you've had, you just expect to keep having and having and having. Luckily it didn't go that way, and so let's jump forward to the early scan again. Fully expected to be having a boy. A girl was not even a question in my mind, really. And on that particular time, she goes, "You're having a girl." And me being me, didn't believe it at all. I went to the 20-week scan. They said I was having a girl, and I believed it a little bit more. But in the back of my mind, I was still like, no, that's going to turn out to be a boy. So 10th of December 2019, Amelia is born, and she is a girl. I mean, she came out and I did say, is it still a girl? Like, she's not sprouted anything, and the midwife was like, no, it's still a girl. So that just takes me up to this pregnancy now. I think it'll be really nice. I know that normally I'd be having my scan like now, but it is really nice to not know what it is for once. And obviously when you give birth, it's really exciting anyway, just to have a new little baby in the world that you get to look after for the first time ever. You get to see, hold, love. It's the most amazing feeling in the world, and I just think to add finding out the sex to that, it'll just be mind-blowing, and it's the last time that I'm ever allowed to do this, so I'm completely up for doing something new. I mean, don't get me wrong, obviously there is a part of me that is very curious and would like to know, but I just think it'd be so much better to not. So I think I've covered everything for my second video. I do apologise that I probably started to leave out a couple of details here and there, but it's been quite a long one today. Thank you all for watching. If you liked this video or think that someone else might like this video or benefit somehow from watching it, then please like, comment, share. There'll be a new video every Tuesday following my pregnancy or telling stories from previous ones. If anyone's got any requests or suggestions, I am totally open to them, so just message me. Okay, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Bye!